evening, everyone. Namaskar. Normally, keynote addresses in the beginning. Now, here at the back end of the program, today there is a keynote. Because I didn't have time in the morning, so probably they start morning session to late evening session. Nevertheless, I was listening to last two sessions. One was the talk on how do you create environment in the education sector and the arrangements. It was a wonderful slideshow of beautiful locations where they were all placed, how learning can become more enjoyable, interesting, and so on and so forth. And the last one with six people on the stage on the AI, the kind of questions asked and the kind of replies they were giving were amazing. So India is at a takeoff stage in AI. Already AI education has started from the school. CBSE has already introduced it in the school education. Therefore, we are going to be possibly the AI capital of the world. And behold, we have started doing many things which many other countries have not been able to. Number one, when we talk about payment, today we don't have to carry our purse, don't have to carry even our credit card, debit cards, but you can pay through UPI, mobile phone at nook and corner of the country. Very remotest of the places also you are able to do that. And that is a digital empowerment in a way. All the scholarships, subsidies are going directly into the bank account of the respective persons. No middleman, no commissions. Corruption is eliminated to a great extent because of all of this. So I think as far as digital is concerned, we have been in a very big way in the last couple of, maybe decades we started off the journey, but the fruits are being born in the last 7-8 years. And that's very clearly discernible, visible for anyone. As far as education is concerned, we had different policies, 1968, 1986, revised policy in 1992, and the recent one, 2020, which has taken us to a different level altogether. Even the best of the countries in the Nordic countries, who are supposed to be having the best of the education, they have lauded the national education policy of India, Bharat 2020, where all variety of things which can be thought about are all embedded in that. Thanks to Dr. Kasturi Rangan, the former chairman of the ISRO, also a very eminent person who was also Rajya Sabha member for a long time. Therefore, he knows about the politics, what is possible, what is not possible. And therefore, a lot of thought went into it in order to create a policy. Of course, there are difficulties in implementation. There's always policy may be good, but for implementing you require to have a lot of effort, challenges faced by people, both at the college level, university level, individual level. So that is where we are going through right now. And the 3 years have been an exciting experience in terms of that. Now, since the last session was about AI, and also connecting that with several initiatives which we have taken up under the Ministry of Education and the department which now I am heading, which is called as National Educational Technology Forum, NETF. Now, prior to that, I was chairman for 7.5 years of AICTE, where technical education was to be taken care of in terms of approvals. So many changes started happening, maybe not directly AI, but a lot of digitization, use of technology in terms of approvals, all the processes began. And many other initiatives, for example, hackathon. Smart India Hackathon of India is lauded as one of the largest hackathons in the world. About 1 million students applied, and out of that we select, and finally about 15 to 20,000 students move around from one college, one university to the other, where the centers are located for different problem statements. 50 odd centers simultaneously, those problems are attacked, solved, and then subsequently the respective ministry, the government department, whoever has given those problems, take it up for actual implementation. So we see the results coming out of that. I think this is one of the phenomenal things which has happened in terms of innovation sector. And once students become innovative, they start thinking about, in the last session also we talked about critical thinking, analytical ability. When all of these get developed, natural process will lead to startups, creation of startups. And all those were great startups. I was looking at each one of them. in the edutech sector, the kind of things that they are doing, the kind of language they were using to talk about. I think I was really amazed at the quality that is coming up. We also started few platforms for getting our employability of students improved. One of them was internship portal. We have a AI-based internship portal wherein we again use AI for matchmaking. Students have their own interest. He may be studying in Tamil Nadu, but wants to study or do internship in some particular place, maybe Faizabad in Uttar Pradesh. And then the kind of industry one wants to get in, the kind of job in an industry he is looking forward to. And then the industry also has offers for internships, maybe with stipend, without stipend, but there are offers. And then how do you match it? It's only more than about 1.7 crore students who have been part of the registration process, and there are 45,000 odd industries, small and big, who are on one single portal. And then the choice of the students have to be based on discovery, and based on that discovery, how do you connect them together and then get this opportunity of internship, thereby their employability skills improve. So this one simple application of using AI in some way, wherein we do matchmaking between students and the industry. Same thing is now being extended by the current regime of AICTE for including giving of the jobs, placements. And in fact, for the placement as well, the same thing can be extended and that's been undertaken. I'm very happy that something which started is continuing in an even better manner than what it existed earlier. We also had, you talked about personalized learning. We started with a tool called NEAT, National Educational Alliance for Technologies, where companies who have edutech products, wherein you look at the learning ability, learning style, learning the level of the student, and to take through a journey so that at the end of the particular product, when the product is completed and used by the student, the end result will be nearly same for all the students who are coming up. And I think these are AI-based understanding of what a student knows, where he has to be taken, what additional learning material has to be provided, test him again or her, again take through the journey till the same thing is achieved for almost all the students. I think these kind of products for a small fee, which is allowed because in the government sector, if you have to allow some company product to be validated and given to the public, there are a million questions asked. So we developed a very robust mechanism of 4-stage processing where the product is only known by not the name of the company, name of the product itself, but what it is capable of achieving. After that, whether the regulations are followed or not are seen, and finally the real product is tested and we allow the charging of the fee by the particular company. They go through the channel of this particular portal. But one condition of 1 in every 4 have to be given free of cost. That means those students who cannot afford in remote rural areas, tribal areas, or economically deprived sections of the society, they cannot even afford those 500 rupees or 5,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees the product charges. So we give them free of cost through the same company. When 4 people buy, 1 person gets free of cost. I think this is where social sector is also taken care of. Corporate social responsibility, what we call about, is also taken care of on site. But at the same time, education for the needy to get better employment is also possible. Post that, right now, a very engaging, very interesting environment we are talking about. We talk about few issues. They are going to be addressed neatly by what we call as a unique ID for every student in India, called APAR. It is the Automated Permanent Academic Account Register. It's a register, it's not a database. So all the students who are going to be recorded and get an APAR ID will be validated through backend, the Aadhaar, which is the unique ID which is created in India for about 1.4 billion population. So all of them have. So right from the school time till the student gets through to all the education and then beyond. People talk about skilling, upskilling, reskilling. When you go out of the university, whatever you have learned becomes outdated and you have to keep learning. Lifelong learning was also used in the last session. So all of that, what you do formally, informally. In fact, many of the companies today are not even looking at your degree certificates. They are looking at skills. If you know those particular skill sets which are required for running the program or for running their industry, they are happy enough. But at the same time, educational institutions, the role of the teachers will not get away. It's going to remain. It has various other repercussions. Maybe you are able to do a particular skill and therefore you are able to do the job. Tomorrow when the skill set changes, you will have to get education again. So I think therefore, like medical, our fraternity all aware that medicine has a expiry date on that. So 1 year down the line, 2 years down the line, our education degrees also have expiry date. If you are not able to keep yourself abreast with what is happening, probably you will become outdated. You will not be having any job in your pocket. That's what is likely to happen. And therefore, how do we create this kind of an environment where uniqueness is available so that whatever a student has learned is digitally verified, available in academic bank of credits. So this APAR ID is going to be directly linked with the academic bank of credits. And any student who earns credits either from the same university or college where a student is studying or learning, or from any other source from where he is learning or she is learning, including from the startup companies, some of them giving excellent, some of these new programs where learning is possible. All of that get creditized, and this creditization is also for non-formal education, formal education, as well as including sometimes we have cultural activities in the college or university. There are music competition, drama competition. There are also sports competition. Can we also associate some amount of credits for all these learning because this will develop a holistic personality of the student. All of that is going to be recorded in the CB or biodata of the student in the form of academic bank of credits. And any company which wants to verify the credentials of the student need not ask for the hard copy of the certificate, simply ask the APAR ID of the student, you will get it at your place. So you know what all capabilities, potential capacities the student has, and then if you want to recruit or not, you can take a decision. You can also apply for many other issues like giving scholarships. I was just talking to Ketan Deshpande and he said that his all entire students of MBA are getting complete sponsorship for their education. 8 to 10 lakh of fees for all about 140, 200 students coming free of cost, not a joke. He has done a fabulous job. And today, Anurag, we are having 40 under 40. I hope many such jewels are going to be identified and going to be. We will have celebration of this kind of. Yeah, I remember. So that's why I said that this is a celebration time for all. So the opportunities galore in India in terms of all variety of possibilities. It's only our educational institutions who are required to be prepared. And there is a sea change which has started happening compared to what I was when I was studying in my own college in engineering. Today it's completely different. Students are least interested in attending classes if it is not interested. And that's why whether it is flipped classroom or what we call students go and learn from ChatGPT or Google or wherever it is from the internet. When they come to the class, the actual problems are new things which are likely to happen. If you are able to have conversation with students, dialogue with students in a different manner than what it is, and that's why those classrooms circle over. He said that such kind of things happened in the past in India as well. He gave an example from the West. I'm talking about Nachiketa, who used to question everything that Guru was saying. So the questionability of in the classroom asking the teacher had unfortunately eroded for a long time. It is again picking up. And in the new classroom, a student is having full liberty in asking questions. If teacher doesn't know, let him come prepared next day and then give the answer. And that's where we are leading to. So I think I will not go on and on. There is a time limitation. I have another program to go where the Ministry of Education has a lot of programs going on in terms of helping the startup ecosystem. There is a program going to be held in Hotel Lalit soon after, so I have to leave from here and go there. But nevertheless, one challenge which all of you, especially young startups, have to take up is start contacting the educational institutions. Give them the insight about what is needed for being ready for the future. Future is not now. No, we had Alvin Toffler's book Future Shock. So today, it was not one decade down the line, but every year there is going to be a shock of a different kind. So are we prepared for that? How are we going to become lifelong learners? I think these are issues which our institutions also should understand, know, and take help from startups like you. And then there is no sky is the limit. Sky is also not the limit. Today we are going to moon, we are going to Mars, we are going to sun also, very close to that, and therefore there are limitless opportunities. With these few words, I conclude. Thank you very much, Anurag. No, we can have a couple of questions.
This is the forum called Educate. What do you see because of your experience as an educator, as a college of engineering, and 7 AICT now at old name NAAC, now new name NETF. What do you see happening in India 12 to 15 months from now?
No, what's happening already and also likely to happen is in terms of development of educational content. This is going to be a big challenge. We all talk about different sectors. A new sector has emerged in India, which is called ABGC, animation, visual effects, gamification, and comics. All these four are very important, significant in today's world. Our children in the schools, they like comics. And the parents, if they are having some news channel operated, and mother is looking at some soap opera, children want some kind of a comic show to be seen. So can we educate our children in terms of learning science through comics? Maybe in terms of showing characters which are very exciting. That chemistry, hydrogen and oxygen molecules coming together and then water is formed. And how this compound is formed using these molecules. Or it could be even electricity. We don't see electricity. We only know that there is flow of electrons from one side to the other. And then there is electricity which is flowing and therefore we get lighting. How can we develop concepts in terms of gamification and then make students enjoy learning the concepts of science, concepts of engineering. Not only that, even in history, philosophy, psychology, you can bring in elements through gamification that you can make them learn. We already have several software in management for learning the business. So something similar should happen right from childhood. And the new national education policy, NEP 2020, as far as the school education is concerned, it talks about 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. The first 5 years being that of initial foundational learning. In foundational learning, no emphasis on writing, reading, which 3 hours to talk about, but to learn through stories, games, videos, and everything. Going into the nature and playing with that. That is how, if we start learning, the excitement, the inquisitiveness is to be created amongst the child who continues to learn. That is the spirit. And for that, it is the startups who can create variety of products, innumerable products. In each subject, there can be hundreds of products. And you can compete with each other for that. And then make money out of that, and at the same time serve the society in the process. So that is what is possible.
So the lady there, can we get Mehaji?
About the accreditation, that the universities will not be graded, only accredited. How will it help?
It has two elements into it. First element, today also, despite a lot of thrust on accreditation, not more than about 25 to 30% of the institutions come for institutional accreditation. And as far as program accreditation of National Board of Accreditation in engineering management programs is concerned, not even 10% programs are accredited. So we want to increase the bandwidth. We want to have that all the institutions should have some minimum quality benchmark to be followed, and that's why accreditation is the measure of that, and that's why all institutions should come. Now, since the gradation system was there, someone will get A plus, A double plus, someone C, someone D, someone B. There is a fear that I may be looked down upon when I get a C grade. It happens in the school also. Someone getting 80% marks, someone getting 40%. Maybe 40% student is more brighter. He will create a bigger startup than a person with 80% marks. But nevertheless, there is a stigma attached to that, and therefore we want all the institutions to come forward for accreditation. This is first part. And then there were a lot of negative things which were happening in order to get that higher grade, come what it may, by engaging consultants, by providing sometimes data which is not truthful. All of that gets away when you have to only be accredited or not accredited. So this is one simple answer for that. The other part is not left out. Quality and excellence does not come so easily. A lot of hard work is required for that. And therefore, there is something similar to in electronic and computer industry, we have CMM level, the highest being 5, CMM level 5, something similar in education. An institution which aspires to become better and better should challenge themselves rather than from outside. And then improve your levels, come to level 2, level 3, level 4 within India, the institutes of excellence in India, and globally competitive to become level 5. So not so many institutions will then, even if some people may say that it is equivalent to A double plus. No, it is not equivalent to A double plus. A double plus is based on the same parameters. You get some marks and you get some grade. But to get a level 5 will not be so easy in the future. Only institute like probably Indian Institute of Science or some Indian Institute of Management, IIT may possibly aspire to be there, but rest of them will remain level 2 or 3 or so and so forth. So that is the change which has been taken forward. Now, one last thing which I mentioned, I did not mention rather, so wanted to mention was about a lot of translation business was also talked about. We at AICT started developing translation tool because engineering education was also to be provided in our mother tongue. This policy talks about it. So we said that in all Indian languages you can have engineering, medical, law education. But where are the books? Fall back upon to for writing exam, you require some notes and books also at the end of the end of semester while reading. We all know that most of the students here who have been engineering graduates, they all have night outs only in the last 1 week. Before that, they don't study at all. So that time you require those books. And those books, if they are not available in our own mother tongue, how can they write the exam? And that's why we started translating the excellent books that are available in Indian languages. And 6 languages, 10 states have already adopted teaching learning in Indian languages. There are 40 odd colleges. Now, to make them better and better, we need good translated material. Manual translation will take very long time, so we started developing. The tool name is called Anuvadini. I don't know how many of you have seen used. It is one of the fantastic tools developed in-house. Initially, we used certainly Microsoft Google Translator tools, but today we have an intermediary which is Sanskrit as the base, and all Indian languages can converse with each other in Sanskrit. Most of the words are same, most of the grammar is same, and therefore structure, semantics will become much better and better as the tool starts learning. So this learning is a process which is going on right now. For a period of time, within 1 year, we will challenge any other translator tool of the world. Thank you very much. Last question, please.
You spoke about tech firms partnering with education institutions. I would like to ask, how is NAAC's perception about tech companies partnering with
No. See, it's not the question of NAAC or NBA. The government itself wants that. We have great talent here and we have to explore that talent. We, through National Educational Technology Forum, are creating a sandbox environment. Any product of any other company, small or big, can be placed there. It will be tested, verified, and we will advocate that this is a good product, you can take it. We will not say a particular product, but variety of products. It is the choice of the customer finally to take whatever they want. Thank you very much.